At the box office this weekend, it's 50 Shades of Married.
I promise to trust and respect you, and to keep you safe for as long as we both shall live. All that I have is now yours.
So does 50 Shades Freed have our movie critics saying, I do, or please don't? Lonita Cook joins us now with her hot take. Lonita, 50 Shades Freed.
50 Shades Freed. I took away...
Oh, she's going into diplomatic mode here. Look at how this is Lonita being nice yet professional. Okay.
I will say, fans of the franchise looking for fun, they will find it. However, critics might still find it laughable.
Okay.
But bearable.
Laughable but bearable.
Yes.
Not exactly a winning endorsement.
No, it is not. You know, and what I thought for myself is, you know, we've got fire, we've got flesh, we've got fantasy, but does it ever evolve into the fairy tale that made us love its mother book material, Twilight, and the adaptation, the books? So, and for me, I don't think that it even tries to be the fairy tale that it was before. It gets very real.
It started out, the 50 Shades franchise, started out as novels that were originally fan fiction
of Twilight.
Based on Twilight.
Bella and Edward.
And then made into real people who never would exist in real
Anastasia.
life. Anastasia, this mysterious billionaire who's in his 20s.
Mr. Gray.
Does it seem too tamed down from the movies? I mean, it's so weird to try to make a movie out of something so racy.
Well, the thing is the problem adapting it for screen, of course, is how are you going to handle the fleshy moments, right? For me, I think what they do is kind of string together sexy vignettes. And so, and this is kind of something that is all three of the movies that we're talking about today is there's not much action, there's a lot of reaction, so there's not much cause, but there's a lot of effect. And that's kind of a curious thing that I found common with all three of the movies.
Well, let's get to number 2 then, because the next one's an artsy movie. It's showing at the Glenwood Arts Theater.
Yes,
So I was thinking happy end. It sounds good and really disturbing at the same time.
I wanted to see it.
Yeah.
The description of the movie sounded great, and then it's a French movie. It's from a director that I'm not super. I'm familiar with his work, but I'm aware of his reputation.
Is it subtitles? It's a French movie.
Some of it's subtitled. There were some moments, like there's a French email. It's written all in French that I think we're meant to read, and I don't read French, so I just kind of missed that bit of information.
Shoot.
Yes,
Yeah, that's important.
So and I think it was important, but I got the movie without it. It was an enjoyable watch, but what was interesting for me was the camera style. It was very static and distant, and it reminded me of kind of the style that we use in apocalyptic stories, and I think this family might be in an apocalyptic moment in their relationships.
It's about a French family that's living a life of privilege, oblivious to all the horrific things happening in the world.
In the world, right? And that's how it's described. But you don't really see so much the world around them. They have servants who live with them. The father in the movie, he kind of is rolling down the street in a wheelchair, and he passes a group of black men on the street. But other than that, we don't see very much of the world, you know? And so it's very interesting. I think it's more about the distance.
The distance.
Yeah.
Cloverfield, The Cloverfield Paradox on Netflix now. That one broke the internet because they announced during the Super Bowl that this big movie was airing right after the Super Bowl.
Okay.
It's supposed to be incredible. And
it got unincredible pretty quick. So it is the third movie in kind of this cluster of Cloverfield movies coming out of J.J. Abrams' production company, right? You have Cloverfield and 10 Cloverfield Lane, and then the Cloverfield Paradox, which is on Netflix. And unfortunately, it's unintelligible. Like
someone said it should have been a comedy.
It sounds so cool.
Yeah.
And then you're watching it like, what's happening? Like, and like I said, a lot of segments strung together, lots of effect, very little cause for them.
Hope you guys have a good book to read this weekend. Or we'll just curl up with Lonita Cook and watch old movies. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Love having your take on those 3 flicks that are stinkers.